Also making it very hard to worship. First, the state banned singing in church. Now they're shutting down the churches altogether again. Pastor Arthur Hodges leads the South Bay Pentecostal Church in San Diego. He was able to get his church going despite strict restrictions. Pastor, they're shutting you down.
Well, they're not shutting us down. We are continuing. The church is alive and well.
Are you refusing to be shut down?
You know, the church is never shut down. So we're looking at all of our options right now, but the church continues. We do have a problem with this. And I meet with a coalition of megachurch pastors and other organizational leaders like myself, representing thousands of churches in California. There are 10,000, over 10,000 churches in California. And basically, we've gotten to the point to where we're saying enough's enough. We have complied. We have accomplished the goal. We were told in the middle of March the goal was to flatten the curve and to not overwhelm hospitals. Well, guess what? In San Diego County, we flattened the curve in 3 weeks. And after 4 weeks, the curve is headed downward, and hospitals are underwhelmed. We've done our part. Churches are not part of the problem. They're part of the solution. And while hospitals are treating people with this medical condition, which is needful, the other parts of people's well-being is completely left out. Their spiritual well-being, mental well-being, emotional well-being. The church will not be marginalized any longer. The church is here to help our society heal.
Now, you were also part of a lawsuit suing the state to stay open, correct?
We are still in that lawsuit, yes, sir. We filed that on May the 8th against Governor Newsom, the state of California, and all the respected persons below. That lawsuit went to the Ninth Circuit Court with an injunction along with an emergency injunction request. The emergency injunction request then is considered while the suit is held in abeyance, and we narrowly lost that in a 2-to-1 decision. Judge Dennis Collins, is the dissenting judge, wrote a scathing 18-page dissent. We then took that appeal directly to the Supreme Court. From May 8 to the Supreme Court, it was fast-tracked, about 15 days to get before the Supreme Court, and a decision came down within 21 days. Unfortunately, we did not get the favor of that decision regarding granting our injunction, but again, a narrowly divided court 5-4, and we are now back before the Ninth Circuit. We're now amending some of our original filings at the district court, and we're still in that lawsuit, yes.
Do you think these politicians are almost targeting and being very dismissive of church, of religion in particular, specifically?
You know, I'm going to tell you, Brian, up until now, I've always said no, and I'm always going to presume the best. And that's how I'm wired. But now it really does give us pause, because this recent spike in California is not being caused by churches. In fact, LA Mayor Garcetti finally came out and admitted that the coronavirus spike in Los Angeles is most likely caused by the protesters. Finally admitted that in a public press conference. Churches are not the problem. We're the solution. In fact, I would argue that the church I pastor in San Diego is the safest place to be in town. My daughter, one of my daughters, is a nurse at one of our hospitals. She has worked the COVID ward as well. And she said, "Dad, your intake procedures for church are stricter than ours at the hospital." And I said, "Amen. That's the way we want it to be." Jesus said, if you're going to be able to go 1 mile, go 2. So we're not looking at it out of any safety standards, but we are saying, listen, we've got constitutional guarantees, and we cannot be shut down. You cannot abridge our inviolable rights.
All right, so they're going to have to shut you down, physically lock your doors, because they are staying open. Pastor Hodges, thanks so much, and best of luck in this fight.
Thank you, Brian.